back to What You Don't See the Podcast, Season 2. And today we're going to talk about something a little controversial, but I want everybody to watch with an open mind. And feel free to comment if y'all disagree with us, because we want this to be an open discourse. But so I consider myself to be a content creator. I'm a baby content creator. And I posted something on TikTok and Instagram the other day, and I was like, he's not your man if he doesn't let you go on girls' trips. And I got a ton of comments from guys saying like, this chick's a red flag, like this is why girls are gonna stay single, and I bet she's single, she's never gonna get married. Yeah, they're mean out there. And I was like, wait, what, like, why are girls' trips so like controversial? Like, what do y'all think? Are girls' trips, like, say you're married, you're in a relationship, are girls' trips allowed?
They should be. The only person that's gonna have an issue is an insecure man.
Oh my God, my poor husband. If that was I would have been divorced the first year I married him. I've been traveling with girls since I married him.
And travel, I think, for me, travel has helped me grow, see things different. You learn different cultures. You experience different situations, and you get to meet different people. That an insecure man is gonna want to stop, a machista is gonna want to stop you from doing all those things.
I think the key word is insecure, because machista is like a Hispanic cultural thing. But I think the men that do this, because there's white men that do this too, and any culture that does this too, is the insecurity of you developing so much that he's gonna bore you, or you're not gonna want to stay in a relationship. So they feel that the woman that they married needs to stay at her level with no development and growth. That's what I see as insecure.
I see that a lot here. I do. I see a lot of women. There's a few that come to mind that the man they can't do much. They need to take care of the kids, and they can't travel, and they can't even.
The girls can't do all that.
They can't do all that.
They need to be like
because they
doing
want a traditional wife,
like the womanly duties. So, like, for example, somebody said, the man decides who he wants to marry. Remember that, ladies.
What?
Yes, I'm reading these straight off of TikTok.
No. I'm gonna go on your TikTok and
somebody said you're a clown. Somebody said most women cheering for this look for after parties while in a relationship.
Damn.
Another guy said delusional. Somebody called me a brat. Somebody said, I wonder if you make homemade tortillas. Somebody said, you're single, right? Like, and these are like all guys. Yeah, these are all guys.
Females responding? Are you getting feedback from females in your feed?
Yes.
That are
So let's because I was so shook by these comments that I made a follow-up video that I only posted to TikTok, and I said, hey, like, coming from a completely non-judgmental like standpoint, what's the reason? Because I want to understand. Like, if you're a woman and you're in a relationship like this,
I want you to be a topic on my podcast.
and so this girl, like, there were several girls that said, coming from a female that's been married for almost 15 years now, I think it depends on a lot of factors. It's not black and white. For example, I can go out with my girlfriends all I want, but I won't go out to bars and clubs, and I have never gone on an all-girls trip. But I have gone out at night to hang out with just girls at somebody's house. But for me, it's out of respect for my marriage. He also won't do the same thing. He doesn't go to bars, clubs with the guys. My friends also understand that and respect it, which I think is also important, because if my friends can't respect my relationship, then we can't be friends, because I love my husband and my marriage very much. But this is also why I love the few friends I do have very dearly. They get it and they don't judge me.
Well, I think that's a really important part, because you want to respect people's boundaries within the relationships. There may be some reasons why. Maybe the man's cheated, and he's afraid that if the wife goes out, she's going to seek revenge, or you know what I mean? Like, there's so many men leaving for conferences and stuff, and that they're just trying to keep and hold on to what they've got. And in other places, maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe they had issues before they got married, and in order for them to get into the next process, They said these are our boundaries moving forward,
Yeah.
but it would have to be something that both parties would respect. Right?
So how do y'all feel about, okay, like girls' night is fine. Like if you go hang out at somebody's house and y'all are like having dinner, girls' night, or if you go bowling with your girls, but it's the setting of being in a bar or a club. What do y'all think about that?
So when I was in my 14-year relationship and we had a child together, we were both allowed to go wherever.
Yeah.
The only thing is, if I call you, answer the phone, right? And let's both make sure that we're home before 2 o'clock, because nothing really happens after
Bad
2.
things don't
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Yes, bad things happen after 2.
I like that. Like you set certain parameters. Like,
Yes.
okay, like, yes, you can do whatever you want, but if I call you, make yourself available. Like at least
Exactly.
give me an update. Where are you? Like if I text, you know what I mean?
And we
I'm bad
always
at
have-
that. I don't give updates.
Oh, you need to.
I
mean,
I don't give updates either.
It all
And Omar,
depends on
but Omar
that.
doesn't care.
Yeah,
but
he
like,
doesn't care.
I'm like, damn, I like went to 3 different bars and I didn't even tell Omar.
I don't give updates, and I go out of town all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm in conferences, and I go from like
No,
7
we
in the
learned
morning.
that.
Yeah, 7 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And then I go to sleep, and I get up in the next day, and I'm up at 6, and I go from 7
Yeah.
till 11 o'clock at night. And I won't talk to my family for 2 days while I'm in
Yeah.
conference, because I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And then I call him in the morning, and I'm like, hey, babe, how you doing? He's like, are you still alive, honey? How's everything good? And we just have a quick chat.
Aw.
And then he's like, when do you come home? And I'm like, tomorrow. I'll be home tomorrow. This is what I'm doing today. Blah, blah, blah.
That's how strong your marriage is.
Yeah.
Like there's there's not even a doubt in Marty's mind that you're gonna be faithful. You know what I mean? Like he's just
Unfaithful.
And so
Unfaithful.
Marty,
yeah. Okay.
she
Sorry.
is
Sorry.
faithful.
Yeah.
She is.
Yes, she is. What I meant is that he knows you're going to be faithful, and I feel like that's a strong marriage. Will that work for everybody? No.
No.
Some people do need some rules.
Yeah.
I understand in your marriage there aren't really any, but I think it's more so my fear is like abuse and control. You
Right.
know.
When sometimes they don't even know it's abuse and control. They think it's just, oh, they're doing it out of love. No.
Yeah.
I've been in a relationship where you can't wear short sleeve, you can't wear shorts, you can't do this.
That's abusive.
That was abuse. And for a little while, I was a kid. I did not know that was abuse until I started working at the mall, at a clothing store, and I wanted all these clothes and I couldn't wear it. And then I was like, okay, this is not right.
Aww.
Now I wear whatever the fuck I want. I do whatever I want. Why? Because I went through that, right?
Yeah.
So no man tells me what to wear. But yes, it's they have to be able to. Some women just feel, oh, he just loves me. He's taking care of me. No.
Like,
But
yeah.
some people don't understand toxic relationships, right? Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like I said, every relationship, or like the woman made a comment on your
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, every relationship is different, and everyone has to respect the boundaries that each relationship puts into their marriage,
Mm-hmm.
as long as they are both following the same guidelines.
Yes.
One thing is for the man to go
That's
off and
true.
do stuff, and then for him to say, no, you can't travel
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, I don't know what you're going to be doing. Well, no, that's where the problem stems
That's
from.
true. It should be equal. So let's flip it. Guys should also be able to go on guys trips, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
So we're not sitting here saying girls can do all these things but guys can't. We're saying both partners should be able to exercise some sort of freedom and autonomy and have relationships outside of the friendships outside of the marriage, you know? I feel like that actually helps your marriage.
I think so, too.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
because the last thing I want to do is go home and complain every single day to my husband about
Yeah.
stupid shit, right? Because then all I'm going to do is be bitching the whole time
Yeah.
I'm talking to him, and he doesn't want to hear all that shit all the time. So
Yeah.
I have different friends I talk to different things about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why you have a semblance of friends. Some of you talk family crap. Some of them give you family guidance. Some of them is work stuff. Some of them is health stuff. Some
Yeah.
of them, like, you have a plethora of friends for that reason, so nobody gets tired of you, bored of you, frustrated, and
Yeah.
you keep conversations alive.
Yes. And I'm going to allow my person to do whatever they want to do because I want to do whatever I want to do. So if I start saying, oh, you can't go out with the guys, you can't do this, he's gonna start saying that to me.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, sometimes people play that game. So
Yeah.
do your thing because I'm gonna do my thing and I don't want anybody stopping
Yeah.
me.
And I feel like your gut, like your intuition is usually spot on, you know, like
Yeah.
you know when like somebody's lying to you or somebody's being secretive or, you know, like,
Secretive like phones, like, oh no, you can't ever look at my phone, or like,
Yeah.
why do you have to look at a phone?
yeah.
What is making you feel that insecure that you have
Yeah.
to say, let me pick up your phone and let me search it because I don't trust what you're doing. You know?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
I think it all stems from the same thing, is that
Yeah.
insecurity
It's the insecurity.
that one may have within themselves, or insecurity that the partner may have, you know, of themselves.
I know. I don't think I could date anybody that's insecure.
You know,
I
but
think
it's,
we're both like all three of us are like, and Ingrid are all super independent. That I don't think that we would do well in a relationship with an insecure man. You know?
Well, I don't know if I told you that guy, that one that went crazy on me. I just found out that when I wouldn't answer my phone, he would go through this crazy episode and call his friend. His friend's the one that told him. A friend of mine. He would call me and she's not answering my phone call. I called her and she didn't answer. That's fucked up. And he would overthink everything. And I would get text messages from him with a little waving hand. But then when I would talk to him, he was super nice.
That's
Not
weird.
knowing that he had 3 of those episodes in the little bit of time
That's
that we
so
were talking.
weird.
And I was like, that's fucking crazy. But
Was
with
this
me,
recent?
Apple?
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I had no clue.
I had no idea. Right before I left on my trip, my friend told me, he's like, you know what? He started talking about Apple, right? And he mentioned this episodes that he was having and that he would just go crazy. And that he was just, this is fucked up. She's probably seeing someone. That's
yeah, when you have
insecurity.
to go into, oh my God, they're already with somebody, then that's an unhealthy relationship.
Yes.
Because you should be able to know, hey, if they're not answering me and it's super late at night, is something wrong? Are they okay? You know, what's happened? That should be running through your mind instead of, oh my God, she's screwing somebody, or, you know, he's
Yeah.
screwing somebody right
Yeah.
away.
Once they start messing with my nervous system, I'm out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your
Once-
nervous system has to be happy.
Yeah.
Yes. Once they start giving me a little bit of anxiety, I don't need to be in this relationship. I'm too old for this shit.
You're right.
Yeah. That's but these women, they should be able to get the girls' night out. They should be able to go to a club, to a bar, and know that whatever man's gonna approach them they're not gonna
Yeah.
hit on them. Like, you know, they're not gonna go along with it.
I think maybe guys are insecure about it because they know as guys how aggressive guys
Yes.
can be
I've
when
heard
they
that
see
before.
a group of girls out. But also like you have to have some trust in the person you're with.
Yes.
You know, like do we get approached by guys when we're out? Yes. Do I immediately tell them I'm married? Yes. Like I don't hide it. I don't take off my ring. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like I'm not interested in like flirting with anybody. And sometimes they're not even wanting to like be flirtatious, you know? Like sometimes they're just like, oh, I follow you on Instagram. Like I love everything.
Conversation.
Yeah. So this guy on my video where I was like, what's the reason why? He said, it's very simple. 1, he knows his woman can be a hoe when put in the right circumstances. And 2, he knows his woman's friends are hoes. Caso cerrado.
I have friends that are hoes, and I'm not a hoe. And I love my hoey friends.
Yeah, I think everybody
And it
has.
doesn't mean I'm going to
hoe
go out there
friends,
and
yeah.
do the crazy stuff that they do. Actually,
But most of those friends are usually single, right?
yes.
I mean, for the most part.
For the most part.
One guy said, I believe it's the fear of cheating and fear of having your wife sleep with random men while on the girls' trip.
Oh, that's honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's honesty. It's fear.
Yeah. He wasn't being ugly about
No.
it. He was just saying like this is
Yeah.
where the fear comes from. And he's probably been cheated on before, you know? And that's why it's so important to like address your trauma.
Guys don't understand what they're putting guys and women, when you cheat on someone, you
Yeah.
don't understand what you're doing to the other person, how
Yep.
you're hurting them.
Well, I think we just saw that in Coldplay. Do we really?
Oh,
You know what I
my
mean?
God, that was crazy.
good.
That
That
was
was
crazy.
That was like a huge wake-up call
Yeah.
to anybody who's out there, how a quick instant can change your
Yep.
whole life,
Dude.
right? But I think at the end of the day, cheating is going to happen no matter what, if that's the intention of the partner that you're with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they're traveling away, which could be peace of mind, bring unity, bring filling their cup. I travel and it fills my cup, and I come back home and I'm so much happier, and I'm so much more of a better wife. Otherwise, I'm just going to be in a routine. You get bitter, you get frustrated, you get tired. Everybody needs some sort of release of energy and to be around great women, right? And it's who they associate with, and like there's so many parameters to this topic.
Yeah.
And this is a no judgment place. So we're not saying, oh, guy, you know, there's something wrong with you because you don't want your woman to travel. We're saying, let's have open conversation and open yourself up to have conversation to possibly be in a relationship that makes you feel more secure and doesn't mess with your nervous system.
I think setting expectations before a trip can be really helpful. Like, hey, whether it's the guy going on a guy's trip or the girl going on a girl's trip, hey, let's go ahead and set expectations for communication so
Yes,
that we both
agreed.
enjoy ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, so that I enjoy myself while you're gone with your friends, and you enjoy yourself while you're gone with your friends, and vice versa. You know, like setting those expectations, having that open communication about each other's expectations is super important, and not just assuming what the expectations are, you know?
So there was this one incident when I was on a trip, and my husband, my daughters got sick, and it just so happens now every single time I'm out of town, somehow
They get
one of the
sick.
girls gets sick. But it was the first time my daughter was 9 years old, and he had to get out of his work to pick her up from school because I wasn't in town to take her to the doctors. So I call him later that evening because I didn't know any of this was happened, right? And I call and I'm like, hey, hon, how's it going? What's going on with the girls? And he's like, well, Scarlett, and he was frustrated. And normally I have a nanny who picks the girls up, takes them to school, picks them up from school, feeds them, takes care of the dinner when I'm out of town, so that my husband doesn't do anything other than his norm schedule, right? Because they also have a schedule, and so you don't want to put them into a different sort of schedule from what they're used to. But at this point, my husband had to get out of school, get permission to get out, and pick up my daughter, or our daughter from school to take her to the doctors. So he says to me, I had to get out of school today to pick her up because you're still out of town. When do you get back? And in a tone, right? And already with me, you speak in a tone, and I'm already on another rampage. So I said, excuse me? And he goes, yeah. I said, how is she feeling? And he's like, well, she's got a fever, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, great. I said, I'm going to ask you one question, and then I'm going to hang up the phone, and you and I are going to talk when I'm ready to have a conversation. How old is our daughter? And he's like, what? And I said, how old is our daughter? And he goes, well, she's 9. I said, exactly. In the 9 years of her life, how many times have you ever had to get out of your job
There you
to
go.
pick her up, to take her to a doctor's appointment? Now, I'm going to go. I'm going to go, and I will talk to you later. And I hung up the phone. And I was like, how? And I had to like calm, and I didn't want to have a conversation anymore because I had to be
Yeah.
like, calm myself down because I want to be respectful. I am out of town. It is out of his, like I was trying to put myself in his shoes and like go through the process, but I needed to do it alone
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that I could be the best wife
Yeah.
in a better conversation. So later down the road, it was like maybe 3-4 hours later, he calls me, right? And I see the phone, and I was like, you want to be kind at all times in your life. No matter how frustrated or sad or disappointed, you need to work with kindness. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not always kind. But I told myself to be kind. So I picked up the phone, and I said, yes, honey. And he's like, hi, babe. How's it going? Totally different tone. Totally different conversation.
This is going through
Talked about my daughter. You know what I mean? Our daughter. We talked about her, how she was feeling. I said, I can do some things. Let me talk to the nanny. Let me, don't worry about staying at home tomorrow. I set up stuff. But we had to have those real conversations.
Yeah.
And it was true. I mean, I had done it for 9 years.
Yeah. Wow. That's such a good, story.
It's
Very,
truth.
yeah.
It's the truth.
And it probably put things into perspective for him. Oh, in 9 years, this is the first time I've ever had to leave my place of employment to go pick up our daughter, because Sarah always has it covered.
Right.
Whether it's her or somebody else, it's Sarah
For some
always.
reason, it always falls on us.
I know,
But those are boundaries that you need
Yes.
to be complacent and understandable in every situation.
Yeah.
Every relationship is different. We're not saying every woman should go out and do it. We're not telling every man should go out and do it. We're saying have open conversation, but have that conversation so that your mate feels empowered. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we should be empowering each other at home before we start going into the community and trying to empower the men and women in the community.
True.
Love it. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to leave your comments and concerns below, because we'd love to hear from y'all, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Be kind.